Hey everyone, so HexScout just launched and I wanted to go through it a tiny bit and also look at the Hex stake pools and yeah, the kind of portfolio tracking that you have there, some of the stats on MAXI and the other perpetuals. So yeah, let's just have a look. I mean, on the market page or the home page, you can kind of see the hex price chart, which is pretty nice. You have a bunch of like different toggles at the top to switch between the native token and dollar value, as well as Pulse or Ethereum. So yeah, really cool. And then if you go down, we have a bunch of stats here. Number of stakers kind of growing. And then this section here, which is obviously what I'm most interested in, which is kind of the pooled stakes. So MAXI, let's just change this to hex so we can kind of see if you flick between the two. Would be cool if there's more decimal kind of precision here, because you know everything's so cheap right now. But yeah, in hex terms, you can see kind of the ratio, and DECI obviously standing out there under 1 hex, and then MAXI at 1.34. And then you can kind of compare it to the backing really nicely, and then the discounts. The other stats, so total T shares, the principal of the stake, the length, and then if you open up this detailed view, you can kind of see the progress, which is very nice. And then base period 2 kind of started recently. But yeah, otherwise it looks super clean, and you have a bunch of info here. If you click through to buy, let's just see where that takes us. Okay, so it's like an embedded, that's really nice actually. It defaults to the token, but it's embedded for Go Pulse. And what else? Can we click on anything here? So yeah, like the percentage progress, I think this is really nice for people in Hex just to get an idea of how far we're tracking. Trio is surprisingly close to being done, so yeah, that's quite exciting. And then if you click through on any of these tokens, like let's just do MAXI for example, it takes you to, you can't see it in my browser, but it takes you to a slash with the contract address. And so this is kind of, you can search for any hex address or any wallet, right? Like your wallet or someone else's wallet, and just look up what they're holding and do a bit of a analysis into their portfolio or that wallet's holdings. And so this is the MAXI wallet holdings, just as an example. But you can see, we'd expect there to be 2 stakes, right? Live, one on Ethereum, one on Pulse, and that's what we see. We see 2 active stakes, 5555, and the progress 10% completed, the principal being the same, T-shares being the same, yield being also the same. So yeah, and then the MAXI stakes are sharks. And then you also have a really cool section, which if you enter your own portfolio or you look up any address, you'll also be able to see these kind of breakdown between the native stakes and the pooled stakes. So the MAXI contract address, some people have sent MAXI to it by accident, probably, I think, unless there was some other purpose for doing that. But yeah, you can kind of, if this was your own portfolio, you'd be able to see your solar stakes, your normal stakes like this. It's a bit inception-y because we're inside the MAXI contract address, so you can see both with just the mistakes here. I mean, it's just a few. It's 1 T-share on ETH, and then, yeah, one on both basically. And then you can see your native ones. And it happens to just be MAXI, which is in here. So yeah, someone send DECI to the contract address and then you'll be able to see it here, I think. Yeah, and then it also has Hedron reporting, which is cool. Or no, these are also the amount which is in the address. Does it show you your unclaimed Hedron? %34% APY. Yeah, there's just so many stats, so will probably be like little Easter eggs. Yeah, nice. Okay. I think this is going to be amazing for onboarding. So yeah, so your PHEX stake value, your EHEX stake value, and then your combined. That's really cool. Add to your watch list. Okay. And then obviously you can share the URL with people. So I know Fatty has a similar thing to this. So just more the better, I think. If we go back and we look at base, I want to see what the previous period 1 looked like. See if they have that. Yeah, okay, so active stakes, ended stakes, and you can see that we had more participation in the first one, slightly less in the second, and just the same participation on both chains, because this was prior to Pulse Chain launching, and then on the second round, we had more participation on the Pulse Chain side, but the length and everything, end date is the same, so that's really cool. Does the... no, okay, so this doesn't update, but this is connected to the active one. Okay. And then the Hedron, I feel like the Hedron is unclaimed Hedron, maybe, for the stake. I wonder if that's where it is. Yearly. Okay, you can see the total per year, I guess, but there's only 2 stakes. Yeah, okay, so if you want to combine them together. I don't know how much sense that makes since it's on 2 different chains. So the total hex, it's like they have different prices. So, but yeah, that is cool too. And then you can just do that for each of the tokens. Lucky. And then if you go to portfolio, let's have a look. So you can kind of see the Godwell account. This is, okay, so the URL is the same as when we looked at MAXI and stuff. So this is someone's address now instead of a contract address. And you can also see the active stakes here. So this is what it would look like. Unfortunately, the Godwell doesn't have any MAXI tokens, which is a shame. And he only has active stakes, no ended stakes in this wallet. That is also kind of crazy. Does it show you your average? The average, yeah, that's crazy. 14-year average, all active. That is insane. This one, so how many are there? 8. So where are the others? Oh, okay. You have to click on this. And it shows you the shortest, or the ones ending soonest first, which makes sense. let's just do dollars so we can actually eyeball this thing. So 400k stake, and then 10 mil, 5 mil stake. Yeah, so 4 stakes on each chain. So that's kind of how it looks on each chain. And then I don't know how useful this chart is, but it is cool. I think it's just like impossible to do, or not impossible, but just super hard to do a portfolio in dollars, or even, yeah, just like a total portfolio amount over time. So what they've done is kind of, it just looks like the hex price based on how much hex they have right now, how much it would have been worth at the top, which is also useful if you've amassed like tons of hex at the lows. It's kind of interesting to see, like, okay, what would it be at the top, right? Or what would it have been at the top? So like nearly $500 million for the Godwell account. And you can enter in like multiple addresses if you have like 10, 20, whatever. So that's also really cool. I've already gone through that whole process and it's really nice. I think it doesn't. So one thing to note is I think the portfolio tracker does not count the wrapped DECI MAXI tokens just yet. Just it counts the native versions, and yeah, so that's something to note if you like buying wrapped tokens. It's not counting those. So what one are we on? We're on the Dream account. So this is Kareem's account, famous account, as seen in the Highest of Stakes movie. So yeah, there's quite a lot of stakes which have ended, still a lot which are active. Ooh, there's a little big payday bonus label, which is super cool. And then there's one which was started maybe a bit more recently. Yeah, 2022, which is also like super long. Oh, it's a max length. Okay, cool. I love the 555 in the shades. I don't know. Okay, so if it's less than 555, it just does the years. If it's a 555, it does that cool gradient with 555 text. That's really cool. So anyway, there's one stake without the bigger pays better bonus, which was started more recently, but it's still max length, and it's way lower T-shares. So who knows? Maybe it was a test or something, or maybe it was on the highest of stakes, like showing Kelly, the skeptic fraud detective. It could have, no, yeah, it could have been actually. It was around that time, I think. Showing her how to stake. But yeah, still like 32 grand, 5 grand principal. Okay, so that was just like a little summary. There's tons more which I still need to dive into, but like there's calculators, there's just so much stuff on this site. I'll probably split this into another video once I play with it all. But that was just a little deep dive into more of the kind of MAXI ecosystem stuff, and I'll continue having a look. All right, speak soon. Bye.